Am I a bad daughter? So this happened about 30 minutes ago, and I thought maybe I should make a post on Reddit because I've seen people do that here for advice opinions. I'm a uni student 18F and was in my hometown at my parents' place for a family event. I was initially going back this weekend after spending some time with my family, but they did some things that lead to me going back today. My relationship with my parents, especially my dad, isn't the best. I even went and see with him for some months before my mom guilt-tripped me into talking to him again. In the beginning, after we started talking again, it was all good and he was nicer. But that eventually changed and he started emotionally and mentally abusing me again. And if he could, he would have hurt me physically to had I lived closer. And then my parents asked me why I chose to study in a city 6 hours away. This has been going on for years and years, where my dad hurts me, my mom enables his behavior and guilt trips me into apologizing. Because he's going through stuff. I tried to be understanding as much as I could, but it's just, one day I had enough because literally everyone was telling me how I need to be more understanding of my dad's condition. He has depression and some mental health disorders that I won't mention. I feel bad for my father, I really do. I swear I feel empathy, but I don't understand how can everyone completely disregard my feelings just because I'm not vocal about them. Even my dad's sisters tell me how I need to be better. I was diagnosed with BD some months ago, and I haven't told my parents because I know they will just blame me for it. A big part of me blames my father for it because he literally lashes out 1 second and then bombs us with love and apologies the next. You would think my dad would be more understanding since we're going through the same thing. But all he does is tell me how it's not possible for me to have any mental health issues because I'm just 18 and that it's just a phase that I'll grow out of. According to him, only people in their 40s could be depressed. The logic behind that, I don't understand. Anyway, back to the post. So I was here with hopes that maybe I would finally be able to bond with my parents since I hadn't seen them in for months. That's the longest we've gone without meeting. My relationship with my mom got a lot better after I moved for uni, and we used to talk on call every day. I felt like she was the best friend I never had. I was excited to see her, but all my resentment came back after I saw how she still enables my dad's behavior and lets him treat her like crap. I felt like I was walking on eggshells around my father because he got mad at everything I did. The speed of my fan, my coffee intake, what time I woke up. He got triggered with everything. He dragged me by my hair at 7 a.m. because I wasn't up on time even though I had slept at 2 a.m. because of the event. My mom refused to say anything because she didn't want to take sides. Eventually she had to intervene because my dad forced her to. She told me that I need to suck it up because it's just a few days. I was shocked. University is so busy. I don't even get time to poop. Here I thought maybe I could rest when I'm home, like a little vacation from all the stress. I was wrong. And not to forget the fact that my mom had been fat shaming me in front of my cousins the previous day because I couldn't find anything to wear for the event that she approved of. I bought like 3 outfits to choose from and she rejected all of them and then complained how I'd be the only one who wouldn't match everyone with their sparkly outfits. She told me how better I looked last year because I was slim. Mind you, I was fighting a food disorder back then which led me to completely stop eating. I'm a lot better now because I try to eat healthier. Last night I decided that all of this was too much, and that I need to leave or else I'd lose all the progress I'm having in my mental health. I made up an excuse of a presentation and told my parents that I need to go back. My paternal grandmother was devastated to say the least. She's the sweetest human on this planet, and if it wasn't for her, I'd be starving in uni. I wanted to spend more time with her and it broke my heart that I had to leave. But I didn't feel like I had a choice. So today, in the morning while I was getting ready, I asked my mom if she knew about any stores for slippers nearby because I needed a pair. Everything in the big city is really expensive, so I thought I could buy one before leaving. She said no. I asked her if she's sure because I'm 100% sure that she was lying. She's been in this town for 20 plus years and I'm sure as hell she knew every spot here. She got mad that I'm not trusting her even though I was very polite when I asked if she's sure. I don't know what happened, but she suddenly lashed at me and tried to hit me with a knife and told me I hope you're met with an accident and die on your way back because you're pos. I was confused as to why she suddenly lost her temper. She kept screaming obscenities, called me names and how I'm a disappointment to her and that I'm the reason she has problems in her marriage. I just left the room. In a few hours, I was all set to leave. I hugged my grandmother and she cried in my arms. I felt so bad for her because I know my dad is abusive towards her too. I want to help her so bad. I don't know how. Now my dad forcefully hugged me and told me how things were difficult in his times and how I need to be grateful for him. I'm financially dependent on him even though I don't want to be because I can't work due to health issues and university stress. And then my mom expectantly looked at me, waiting for me to hug her. I didn't. Her mother, my maternal grandmother, told me how common it is to have conflict with your parents and that you should never take it to heart. She went on to tell me how lucky I am to have her as my mom. I looked at them and said, "Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna have an accident and then she can hug my dead body all she wants." I know I went too far with that and I felt so bad after being so harsh. My mother, on hearing this, started crying and my dad started telling me how big of a disappointment I am and how I need to KMs already. They made me hug my mom and her mother even said, "Though you're a horrible daughter, you still have such loving parents, and you need to know how lucky you are." And I know my mom loves me and she can be harsh, but I feel like my anger was justified because she was so mean to me earlier. So am I a bad daughter? Because everyone else thinks I am. Might as well get labeled TA by Reddit too. Twitter, I went NC with my emotionally, mentally and physically abusive father for some months. But then my mother guilt tripped me into talking to him again. Had to stay at their place for a week because of a family event, but ended up leaving early because my dad hit me for sleeping too much and drinking too much coffee. And my mother fat shamed me in front of my cousins, lashed out on me and told me how she wishes I have an accident and die while back to uni. They got mad at me when I didn't hug them before leaving. I told my mom she can hug my dead body all she wants after I die, which made her cry. Her mother went on telling me how lucky I am to have her daughter as my mother, and now everyone in the family thinks I'm TA for being so harsh to my parents and not being understanding of my dad's mental health issues. My paternal grandmother is the only person who supports me. Aida for not letting the passenger in front of me recline their seat on a flight. I 25 around 6'5" or 196 centimeters, but my legs are long. Normally, I purchase economy plane seats because I have no issue being uncomfortable for a while, especially for shorter flights. I should mention that I take care to never intrude on other people's space around me, although occasionally with another tall person with wide shoulders it can be tight. Last week, I was on a 4-hour international flight, with my knees crammed into the seat in front of me. The passenger directly in front of me tried to recline, but realized that my knees were preventing her from doing so. She turned around, gave me a dirty look, and attempted to recline again with more force. I was a little annoyed, but apologized and told her I could not move my legs out of the way without encroaching on the spaces beside me. Moving my legs to the side into other people's spaces, freeing up space for her. She accused me of doing this on purpose just because I wanted more room for myself, calling me an asshole and saying that if I could not fit into a normal economy plane seat that I should pay extra for an emergency exit seat so that people around me can have more free space. If I'm honest, I feel that people who recline their seats in economy are annoying and inconsiderate, so I didn't exactly bend over backwards to accommodate for her. For more context, no, I did not check to see if this flight in particular had extra emergency exit seats. Like I said, usually I do not feel the need. I do not often run into issues with seats beside me, although this issue with people in front of me not being able to recline has occurred before, though not always, and has earned me some dirty looks from those in front of me in the past. So, am I the asshole? Should I pay extra for seats with more leg room so that people in front of me can recline even though this is not always a problem? Aida for not returning my friend's wallet. So this guy that I hang out with has almost the exact same wallet as I do. Size, color, stitching, just the texture of our wallets is slightly different. So anyways, we were hanging with some friends and decided to call it a night. While I was grabbing my stuff to leave, I grabbed his wallet by mistake. I'd already thrown my own wallet in my gym bag I kept with a change of clothes because I go over straight after work. I got all the way home without realizing I lived 20 minutes away and it was raining at 11 o'clock at night. So, I get a phone call maybe 5 minutes after I get home. "Hey man, do you have my wallet?" Check my pocket and sure enough it's there. Tell him I am sorry I have it. "Well, I need you to drive it back to me." He doesn't know this, but I have to be at work at 8 in the morning and leave at 12 the next morning. But I didn't say this. I just asked him if I can bring it to him early tomorrow. I know I messed up. No, but you messed up. I work early in the morning and I want to go out, so I need my wallet. You've gotta bring it to me, you messed up. You've gotta make it right. Dude, it's raining. And late and I don't care, man. That's my property, well of course, but we're friends and you should be able to trust me. That's not the issue. That's my property and you can't keep it. If you don't bring me my wallet, you're no longer allowed at my house. Oh, well, I guess I'm no longer allowed at your house, and you can come get your wallet tonight if you really want to go out so badly this late. Otherwise, you can wait till the morning before I go to work. And he decided to come get it. I ended up giving him 20 bucks as well since he drove out. And I guess we aren't friends anymore. Am I the asshole? Edit. Someone said to edit the post and talk about the visual impairment of the rain. It was hard to see at points in time. I don't know what you want me to say. It's Florida, April, and if you live in Florida, you know chaotic the weather can be here. Sunny one spot, pouring the next, a drizzle here, and more pouring. So like that, except dark I guess. Also if you say he could have gotten hurt coming to get his wallet in the rain, but call me an off for not wanting to do the same to either of us, then you're kinda the